This is Captain JJ Botelho with Destin's Ultimate Guide Service, here with your weekly fishing report from Destin, Florida. Forget the coast. Now, before we get started, I'd like to give a special shout out to ECAR for a special event that took place last Saturday on the 19th for the Soldiers on the Water. So for those of you that are unfamiliar with the Soldiers on the Water, it's a great event that takes place for the wounded warriors to get those guys out there on the water and back in action. Luckily for me, it was my second year in a row to be part of this wonderful event, and I had a great time. I'd like to give a special shout out to everyone involved. You all made this happen. It was all for the wounded warriors, and we couldn't have done it without you. So since we're talking about the military, I would like to say that I got a phone call from a special uncle of mine who's in the Air Force telling me that I was wrong about the trout bite last week, that the trout are actually biting in Anchorage, Alaska. Thanks, Uncle Chris. So I have been hearing a little bit better about the trout bite lately. It seems that the trout fishing's picking up just a little bit. It's not quite red hot yet. I definitely recommend a backup plan if you go looking for them. I've heard that the sheep's head, the flounder, the black drum, they're all biting pretty good. A few mangrove snappers here and there around the bridge and the jetties. Redfish are still biting at the Destin Bridge. Remember to get those baits before you go. Look for those big wads of pogies, aka menhaden, out in the middle of the bay. You'll see the pelicans diving. Still a lot of redfish being caught around that. So the bait bite's been pretty good. Make sure you get the right baits and make it happen. So there's been a few changes in the Gulf this week. The snappers are still open on the weekends. Mackerels are biting on the beach, catching a lot of mingos and porgy snappers. But unfortunately the amberjacks, they're now closed. You gotta let them go when you catch them. Just can't keep them anymore. So it seems like the tunas are starting to show up at the rigs. Getting a lot of good reports out there about some nice yellowfin tunas being caught. A few blue marlins out there, although with this rain, I'm not sure where all that pretty blue water is going to be pushed to. Got a north wind and a lot of flood about to come out of those rivers. So the water may get a little churned up out there. We had some big winners this weekend at the Ronald McDonald King Mackerel Tournament. Looks like Scott Robson and first mate Justin Brantley won with a 52-pound king mackerel. Congratulations to those guys. Also congratulations to Aaron and his crew on the Sea Fix. They won the big aggregate. Both of these guys donated a ton of money right back to the Ronald McDonald's charity, and we can't thank you enough for your contribution. This week's picture of the week goes out to our very own Gage Parker from Destin, Florida. Gage is 14 years old. He spent some time this weekend on his kayak catching mahi-mahi and red snappers. We love those pictures, Gage. Keep them coming. Destin Fishing Rodeo is in full swing, so all you recreational fishermen and charter boat captains, make sure you've entered the tournament. It's going to be a great chance to win some great prizes. Looks like we're running a little low on time for this week's fishing report. I just remembered that I haven't registered my own boat for the Destin Rodeo. But you know what they say, last one registered, first one on the leaderboard. I don't think anybody says that. Well, that's about it for this week's fishing report. I hope you enjoyed it. And remember, don't go fishing, go catching.